Welcome in to another Running with the Timberwolves podcast on the Believe Sports Network. My name is Gabe Anderson, and I'm joined, as always, by Chris Emerson. Today, we are drafting the last 15 years of Timberwolves basketball from 2010 to 2025. I realized it was 15 years since 2010, so I thought we need to do a draft. Now, I'm just going to run through how this works. Chris already knows, but I just want to run through with the listeners. So we'll go pick by pick. It'll be a snake draft. So Chris, we randomly drew, and he got the number one pick. I think you can all guess who is he going to take, but maybe he'll surprise you. What we're doing is we're drafting a team that we think can compete right now. So it's not like our favorite players. Like, he's not going to pick like Kevin Garnett number one, because that wouldn't make any sense, because the form of Kevin Garnett that we had in the 2010s to the 2020s is not the Garnett of old. It's not the MVP Garnett. So we're going to draft 5 starters: point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, and then we're going to draft 7 bench players. And what makes this kind of interesting, we're also going to draft a head coach, an assistant coach, and a front office member. And you can draft a front office member whenever you want, or a coach whenever you want. So you could pick, if you wanted, you could pick Tim Connolly first if you wanted, but you could take it at any time. Other rule is, if there are 2 iterations of a player, for example, Ricky Rubio was here twice. Ricky Rubio is only going to be drafted, if he's drafted at all, one time. He's not, you can't, if he picks early Ricky Rubio, I can't draft 2019 Ricky Rubio. Let's say you take Derrick Rose. You're not getting Derrick Rose of the Chicago Bulls. You are getting when Derrick Rose was with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's say you take Andre Karolinko. You're not getting AK-47 of the Utah Jazz. You're getting the Wolves version of
Brandon Roy or Jamal Crawford.
Brandon Roy is another good. Mo Williams is another good example.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, with the first pick in the, what do we call this? The 15-year Timberwolves draft. Chris, I know it's not a hard decision, but you have the first pick.
I'm going to draft Anthony Edwards.
What?
Yeah. I mean, not only is, I think he's the best player as an option for sure, but, shooting guard's kind of a position of scarcity through the Timberwolves' last 15 years. So there's value there just position-wise.
And I assume you would start Anthony Edwards? You're going to start him, I would assume?
Well, I think I'll start him for at least to let him feel it out. Okay,
yeah. We'll see if he gets his sea legs. Oh, by the way, I forgot to play the sounder, which I will throw out. Now, this obviously comes to me, and I have 2 picks, number 2 and number 3. And this, I have been thinking about this and texting friends about this all day long, because there's an obvious conundrum here. Because you have 3 players that could go with this spot. Yeah. And the obvious answers are Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler. I know, Wolves fans, I know, but you can't.
He's still good.
You can't deny at that point of his career, Jimmy Butler was a world beater. And then you have Kevin Love. Now, obviously I have 2 picks here, and one of them is going to not make a top 3 pick. Now, I was looking at the 1 year, Jimmy was really here 2 years, right? He was here
10
2
games
years,
or something like that.
Kind of. But I was looking at the 1 year Jimmy Butler was here. Yeah. Great in the regular season, although he missed a ton of games. In fact, I believe when Jimmy Butler went out, the Wolves were a 3 seed, and then he got hurt, and then they kind of stumbled towards the end. Of course, he had game 82 against the Nuggets, snuck into the playoffs, played a really good Houston team, and lost 4-1. And Jimmy, honestly, I was leaning towards Jimmy until I saw how bad he was against Houston. He was not looking for a shot, kind of like he was against the Wolves. The one game that they won, Jimmy Butler had 28 points. The rest of them combined, he didn't have that many points, I believe, or something close to that.
Houston killed us. I mean, they murdered Cat that series too.
They did. But just because Cat has more to work with,
right?
And I feel like I'd get murdered online if I didn't do that. With the second pick of the Timberwolves 15-year draft, I'm going to go with Karl Anthony Towns. And I just, you kind of got to do it.
Yeah.
Because the fan base is going to murder you if you don't, if you put Jimmy ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. And the other conundrum here is the Wolves, although they don't have many big men of relevance, the ones that are good, as we'll see in the draft, are pretty good.
Real good.
There are some really good big men. And that is why, after saying all that, with the second pick, or the third pick of the draft,
oh no,
I am going to go with General Soreness himself, Jimmy Butler.
All right.
So I am building, and this scares the heck out of me, to be trying to build a championship team around Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler. That scares me a lot, but I got to do it.
Yeah, that puts me at a conundrum. I didn't really, I didn't plan for that exactly, but I think I can pivot and go the way I was going to go. So I'm going to go with my second pick here, which will be the 4th overall. Might be a shocker to some. Shouldn't be. Ricky Rubio.
Whoa!
Ricky Rubio, and I'll tell you why. And you might see it when the roster gets put together, but point guard is probably the thinnest position at in this entire draft. I want a guy who I know is going to be there. I know a guy who's going to work hard. He's going to be doing the little things. He's moving the ball. He's pushing the pace. Team-friendly guy. That's who I want running my team.
Okay.
So then 5. Ooh, 5 is tough. I'm gonna go with Chris Finch.
Wow, taking a coach at number 5.
Yep. I think I had a free spot there, so I'm gonna use it. So I think the guys I want, I think will be on the board.
Okay, so Chris Finch is off the board. A coach goes with the 5th pick. This is
again, position scarcity is what I'm looking for. Like the difference between Finch and I believe the next best head coach is a mile.
Okay. All right. I like your thinking.
In my opinion.
I like your thinking. I know what I just said about bigs, but I would love to see this happen with
the
6th pick in the draft. I'm going with the NBA champion himself, and I'm going with Kevin Love. Kevin Love was a double-double machine. Now,
Monster.
Some may call it empty stats, but I think that when he went to Cleveland, he might have rectified some of that for sure. Winning a championship, being a contending piece. And remember, when he went to Cleveland, now I know we're talking about with the Wolves, but pretty much the same player. When he went to Cleveland, he was the 3rd guy. So I'm almost kind of liking this right now. So I have another pick. You know what? This may shock some Wolves fans, but I need a shooting guard who can put up like 20 a night.
I know who you're going.
I know what you're saying about defense, but with the 7th pick in the draft, I'm going Kevin Martin.
That's what I was thinking you were going to say.
I am going Kevin Martin. I mean, when you talk a straight shooter, when you talk someone who can just straight up shoot the ball, that is Kevin Martin right there. And I know he had injury issues, but for 1 year, he was on fire for the Wolves, and I'm hoping he can do that once again. So,
fun Kevin Martin fact. I heard a guy talking, an NBA player was talking about, he played with Kevin Martin, and he would say Kevin Martin would look up at the scoreboard at halftime and be like, "Oh, I got 16 points already. I better slow down and not score very many, or else they're going to put me in the All-Star game. And he never wanted to be in the All-Star game. He wanted that time off. So he would purposely not score points a lot of times.
Oh my gosh, I just realized who I didn't draft. Oh no. But it's done. It's done. It's already been handed to the commissioner.
It's probably not going to be someone I'm going to draft.
It's you at 8. It's you at 8.
All right. So we've got pick 8 and we've got pick 9 coming. And this is going to be fun for me. I think I know exactly what I'm going to do here. Pick 8, probably on my Mount Rushmore of favorite Timberwolves. I'm going to go with the 2010 version of Michael Beasley.
Really?
Small forward, 6'10", lefty small forward, averaged 20 points a game in 2010, averaged like 6 rebounds as a small forward, shot 35% from 3. I mean, like I said, 6'10", this guy can switch, he can play he could play modern center at times even. Probably the deadliest one-on-one guy maybe in the NBA at the time. Mm-hmm. I remember when he scored 19 points this year, the only person younger than him to score more points in the NBA that season was Kevin Durant. Okay. Like he was on his drive to be great, or to be at least really solid, and then stuff fell apart. So Beasley's my pick. So now I've got 9. 9's a little tricky, but I really wasn't even going to go this direction, but I think I've got to. I'm going to go with D'Lo. Yep. For 2 reasons. One, I really liked D'Lo. I liked his ability. I think he's going to be my bench kind of guard. So scorer.
Do you not want to start him at point? Oh yeah.
I'm going to start Ricky Rubio, my guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
D'Lo's a bench guy. He's going to be a shooting guard, point guard, kind of like a do-it-all guard off the bench for me. Yeah, and that's gonna really affect your point guard going forward.
That's a good point. That's a very good. Although there are some good ones on the board, I think you might have known that I was thinking point guard. Man, this makes it interesting. I regret not drafting this guy last time.
I'm glad you got him.
I thoroughly regret not picking him with my last pick. I just feel like I got to do it. Although his better days were definitely after he won the dunk contest. And so with the 10th pick in the draft, I select the one and only Zach LaVine. I'm going Zach LaVine.
Yeah. He was young.
Contest. What's that?
He was young, average maybe 18 points a game, maybe right at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, he was up and coming. I feel like off the bench, he will be a great scorer for me. I may even, you know what? I'm going to do something crazy here.
You're going to have to put him at point guard.
No, I'm not putting him to. I'm bringing Martin as my 6th man, and and I'm putting Martin on the bench.
Yeah, Zach LaVine's best year for us, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Yeah, solid.
I like
38% from 3.
I mean, not the kind of 3-point percentage that you want, but he's going to get better in retrospect. Some big hitters still on the board here.
Yeah. And
I'm tempted to take one and just stash him. And I feel like I'm going to get ripped for doing this. Oh, man. Do I dare? Do I dare not? I already have too many bigs. That's the problem. So, and I think you read something here before I was able to notice it. So I kind of need a point guard.
Your starting point guard is?
You know what? With
JJ Barea?
It is not JJ. With the 11th pick of the draft, Give me Mike. Give me Minnesota Mike.
I love it.
Give me Minnesota Mike, a pro's pro. He's always very, or at least early on, consistent from three. Had some big plays in the playoffs. I don't think with the team I've constructed here that I'm going to need to rely on him to score. So I think I just need him to facilitate, hit Butler on post-ups, get Towns on post-ups. Like you're mentioning, I'm hoping that the defense of Conley and Butler can offset some of Levine, Towns, and Love. That's what I am hoping. But it's over to you, good sir.
All right. At the 12th spot now, we're getting a little tricky. I'm going to go with Julius Randle.
Oh, gosh. I wanted to, but I already had too many big guys.
I love it. I love what I'm putting together here. And now I've got 13. I've got some things to do here. And I've got a certain play style that I'm trying to get moving here.
Here's some.
I'm going to go Rudy Gobert. I'm going to do Rudy Gobert. Switch that up. Yeah, put Rudy at center. Well, no, put Rudy at center.
You got to.
Yeah. And I was going to put him on the bench.
I think that's a great pick. I wish I would have thought it. I kind of wish I wouldn't have picked big men this early.
Well, here's the secret. I was never going to draft Kevin Love, and I was never going to draft Jimmy Butler. So you could have got them at 14 and 15 probably.
Okay. I somewhat believe you. I had Jimmy Butler high on my list. So, yeah. Okay, so.
Good reason.
So now it is 2 to me, and things get interesting. We're close to halfway through the draft. And again, we're drafting GMs, assistant coaches, and head coaches. Chris already has his head coach. By the way, I should mention he does have Chris Finch, kind of like what he's building, but I got to build. I got to go my own way.
Yeah.
So looking at what I need from this team, I think I need to continue to build a little defense here. But okay, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going with this next pick. Maybe this is recency bias. Maybe this is just wanting that secure defense. He was the number one option in free agency, the guy that people were talking about, which kind of tells you about free agency. He wasn't too big. I'm going Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Going out Alexander Walker. And I know that seems at 14 when he's the second guy off the bench. Oh my gosh, I took Nickeil over. Oh my gosh, people are going to be pissed. I took Nickeil over Naz Reid. We haven't taken Naz Reid yet.
He almost went over Gobert.
He almost went over Gobert as well. Man, people are going to be mad at this. Now, I think I'm going to draft another big guy. I do think I'm going to draft another big guy because of the way the league is going. And I'm between two. I think you can probably guess which two I'm between. But one guy bangs in the paint. The other guy is more of a stretch forward. So with the 15th pick of the draft, give me him. Honk if you love him. Give me Naz Reid. I'm taking Naz Reid at 15.
You don't have a big that will find himself in the paint at all.
Yes, I do. Kevin Love will. Kevin Love will absolutely do that.
On offense?
Oh, yeah. Dude,
okay.
Naz Reid, wait, Kevin Love in the paint, he posted up all the time.
6'7"? Okay.
Wait, no, Kevin Love's 6'11".
I mean, not if you count his actual draft combine measurements.
Hold on.
I think he's like 6'8" or something like that. 6'7.5" without shoes or something.
Okay, he's 6'8". You're right. But
yeah, he's a little guy, but that's okay.
But hold on though. The shooting on this team
is insane. Yeah,
we're gonna be the Rockets. We're gonna be the
5
Rockets
out.
That destroyed the Wolves in the first round of the playoffs. We're
gonna
be the Rockets.
You can put Butler in the post and have everyone else 4 out.
All right, you're up.
All right, so Nas was probably who I would have went with just for some depth, but the fun part is now we get to be a little creative.
Yeah. By the way, before we keep going, did you notice that I'm just building the Wolves bench now or last?
Yeah, I see that. We're not going all time. We're just going current roster. I'm gonna go. Andrew Wiggins.
Get wiggy with it.
Another 20 point, just literally piling 20-point scores up as many as I can find.
Here's the thing about Wiggins before you get into it.
Yeah.
Wiggins, I think he's in a perfect spot on your team because he doesn't have to be the guy.
Correct.
He can just play good defense. He's not relied on to be the second or third scorer. In fact, on your team, I mean, he's going to be what? The
second guy off the bench.
Second guy off the bench, yeah. So I don't mind that pick at all. So
Give me a hard 20 minutes a game.
We'll slide in Wiggins. All right, second pick.
I'm going to go with the other Beasley. I'm going to go with a movement shooter, another 20-point scorer, Malik Beasley. Because I've got a lot of like individual one-on-one scorers. I've got, guys that do it with the ball in their hand. Malik Beasley is a guy who can, get hot off the dribble or get hot off of screens, shooting, pin down, stuff like that. So it adds a whole nother level, kind of like what Kevin Martin adds to you, except, a couple picks later.
And the other thing with Kevin, I know this is after, but you know that Kevin Martin isn't going to not try to win a spread. So there's that as well. Although Malik Beasley not proven guilty yet, innocent man's right now. Of course, he did have his issues with the Wolves as well. He might have to spend his offseason in a workhouse, but other than that,
and people forget he scored 20 points a game for us. I mean, we're not talking about just a guy that, was like an 11-point scorer. What year was it? It was 2020, 2021. He went for 19.6 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists on 40% shooting on 9 a game. So like, this is a pure flamethrower.
Yeah. No, I mean, he was second in the league in 3-pointers last year, just behind him. So he can shoot, and I think that's a good pick for you. So where I'm going to go, I was talking about point guard earlier. Obviously, my starting point guard is old. Trash. Well, not although I will say not as old, because remember, I can pick whenever Mike Conley that I want. So I'll say about 35-year-old Mike Conley. Still, though, he's going to need a backup.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to decide which backup I want.
I hope you take who I want you to take. And if not, I'm going to take him next.
So
maybe.
What I can do is I can go with the scoring option, the guy who's going to score a bunch, or I can go with the pros pro. And to make Teague Hunt happy, with the 18th pick, I'm taking Jeff Teague. Solid, steady hand. That's all I'm looking for is steady hands for the Wolves. Just coming off the bench, they can share time. He did have injury issues as well, but I think he could be a good contributor for this team off the bench. He may be arguably his best years were in Atlanta, where he, by the way, I was looking at the Wolves when I was prepping for this. There are a lot of one-time All-Stars who played for the Wolves. D'Lo, Andre Karolinko, Mo Williams, who did I just draft? Jeff Teague. There's so many one-time All-Stars for the Wiggins. Wiggins is another one-time All-Star that played for the Wolves. The Wolves loved, or at least loved at one point, one-time All-Stars. So that you get you wear an All-Star, you can wear the Wolves jersey anytime. So okay, let's look at the board right now. So I am feeling pretty good about my bench, my strong three off the bench. that I may, gosh, I don't want to do it.
I exactly know my next two picks, by the way.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Man, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I'm a big game hunter. With the 19th pick in the draft, I'm gonna go with Tim Connolly.
Nice.
I'm going.
I think it's
Tim.
smart.
I want someone who is going to try to build this roster. By the way, go ahead if you want to take, and I know you have some sympathy for him. If you want to take the one and only, what's his name?
David Kahn.
If you want to take David Kahn, go ahead. But
I'm going to.
No,
don't you worry about that.
Okay.
And you know what? Looking at your roster, I think it's smart to go with Conley here because you're probably going to have to make a lot of moves.
Okay. All right. Conley. So I got Conley and Connolly. You've got Beasley and Beasley.
You know, making it simple for the guys on the stat book.
Absolutely. Right. So with the 20th pick, what you got?
I'm going to go with probably, you know, since I went with the criminal last round, I'm going to keep going with the criminal theme. Probably one of the biggest criminals,
I know
maybe in league history, Pekovic.
Yep. People are going to be pissed he was this low.
The problem with Peck is not his production, because when he was playing with Ricky Rubio, who I happen to have as a point guard, he went for 17 and a half and 9 rebounds a game. I mean, Dude was a beast. But, you know, he's a beast from about the restricted area in. So when it comes to modern basketball, which we're playing, you know, there's a little bit of, you know, he leaves something to desire there, especially when you've got Gobert and Pekovic, two pretty old school throwback guys. But I think both guys can bring in, you know, if you're talking bench guys, you want a guy that has a role. Like, he will come and beat people up, you know? Yeah. And when you got a team that doesn't play much defense like mine, throw a dude out there like that and things change. The next guy is another guy that I think a lot of people might sell short with his actual ability that was here, because they might, you know, look at him from the past. But I'm going to go with the one and only Derrick Rose.
Okay. That is who I was debating of who to go with.
Again, people don't remember. This guy went for 18 points a game for us. I mean, he's a legit ball player. Like, it's not like you're saying, he's not MVP Derrick Rose, but you're getting an 18-point scorer for a guy that, you know, didn't play, you know, played 25 minutes a game, 27 minutes a game. Like, that's a nice little bench punch.
Interesting fun fact. The next year, somehow, he played for, I think, us and Detroit. He was 6th or 9th in MVP voting. And the year we had him, he was 6th in 6th Man of the Year voting.
I mean, he's a ball player.
He is. He had a 50-point game on Halloween night, if you may remember. I think it's still on YouTube. You can go and watch it if you ever have some time. With the 22nd pick, a guy that people are probably yelling at their screens or their phone or in their car because they love the guy and they know that you don't like the guy. Or
you can have him.
Have had a history with.
Here's the deal. Why draft him now, bro?
I have to.
You've got 3 more spots. I'm not taking him.
I got to do it. I think you're bluffing. So with the pick, I'm sorry. Because I feel like people are going to crucify us if I don't. I'm going to go with Jaden McDaniels. Easy. I mean, big moments for McDaniels in the playoffs, up and down offensively, but always going to be there defensively. May punch a wall every so often. And also I realize, so here's why I did it. Just to make sure. I realize I don't have a backup small forward yet. And also, when I need to, let's say we're up 6 or something like that with like 3 minutes left to go, put in Nikhil, Jaden, and Butler. At this point, Butler, like 20s Butler.
Yeah, he was good then.
They're going to have a hard time scoring. So that is why I am picking Jaden McDaniels. People are going to be furious that Michael Beasley was drafted way before Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah,
but hey,
people don't know basketball.
Do you know what podcast you're listening to?
People don't know basketball. I'm older than them. They don't know what I watched Michael Beasley. He was a monster.
He was. But I think people might not be too happy with that. All right. So
I'm
with the
comfortable with that.
23rd pick, question is, am I going to go player? Am I going to go coach? With the 23rd pick in the draft, give me Taj Gibson. Give me
Nice.
Taj Gibson. Had the huge block in game 82, if you remember that. Had just solid numbers throughout his career and with the Timberwolves. Was kind of a mainstay of that team when things got murky after the Jimmy Butler left. Yeah. Give me Taj. I think he can play a stretch center. But yeah, give me Taj Gibson.
I love it. So I've got 2 players left, and then an assistant coach and a GM. Your GM's filled, so I can just wait for the last on that.
That's a good point.
I'm going with versatility. I want guys at this time. I've got so many stars. I mean, it's hard to fill all these 20-point scores, Miles. So I'm going to go with Robert Covington.
Ooh!
Kind of maybe a forgotten about guy on the team, but he was, again, super good for us. Kind of can do it all. Play a little small forward, play a little power forward. When he was a Wolf, I mean, he went for 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals and a block. Like, you don't get many guys that get 2 steals and a block a game. So that's a true defender that makes plays. Yeah, not like that was a shot. I'm taking him.
Okay, Covington is off the board, and you have the 25th pick as well.
And he's been mentioned before. I almost went with someone different. AK-47.
You're taking Karolinko.
Yes. And I remember the Cream team, and he was a mismatch nightmare when he would play power forward, because even at that age, he was still fast. He could get out and run. He was always cutting. He was always getting loose balls. Again, one of those scrappy guys that you don't have to make plays for, but he still is productive. You need those guys on your roster, especially as a role player. So I think it was a great pick.
Okay, some forward depth towards the end of the draft here for Chris's team. Now, I need to take a hard look at my team and figure out what I want to do. And do I want to move anybody as well? Because I got some interesting fits here. I'd almost rather have Covington than Gibson. So I feel like for my last player, I got to get this guy in. Although, if you look at his stats, like I was mentioning, they're not as good as one might think. And there's a couple options here. I could get a break glass in case of emergency kind of tone setter here, Kyle Anderson, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Conley kind of does the same stuff. My final player, I'm going to take another big, or not a huge big, but just a guy that can step out, make a little mid-range shot, do some stuff inside. Gorgie Jang, welcome to the squad. I'm taking Gorgie Jang just as kind of a stash big at the end of my bench. I'm taking Gorgie Jang.
I thought you might have went Kevin Garnett just as a team cheerleader.
I feel like, well, this is a weird. I feel like I got 2 point guards that'll right the ship here. I feel like Conley's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Gorgie Jang as well. I don't know. I feel like with stability with Tim Connolly, I feel like we'll take care of that. And I'll tell you who I was debating.
Yeah.
Actually, I could say now, Jamal Crawford is still on the board.
Okay.
Jamal Crawford's still on the board, but I decided to get another big.
Was he worth anything for us?
He was okay.
Okay.
He was okay. I am going to take with the 27th pick. I'm going to go with the late great Flip Saunders.
R.I.P.
And I know, yeah, absolutely, stand-up guy. I think I'm just doing it because I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's not a lot of great options at coach. That's why I went coach like 4.
That's true. Yeah. There's Tibbs out there, but I don't know if I want to touch that.
You can have him. Well, you got Butler and Gibson. You got half a Tibbs squad.
I know.
28. Just because I don't want him to be last, because you'll have the last pick, but just I don't want him to be last on mine because that's just not a good look. The one and only David Kahn.
Oh wow!
David Kahn gets so much bad press because it was just easy to pick on somebody when our team was bad. But luckily with this roster, I won't be stuck with lottery luck where you miss out on a superstar by one ping pong ball like David Kahn did about 6 times in a row. I'm going to be using him to make the little moves like he always did, like 2 second-round picks for Michael Beasley, or picking up starting centers off the free agent market for like a mid-level exception. Like he was good at playing around in the margins and cutting salary. So I like that. And then with my assistant coach, I'm going to go with, I believe it was in this span, JB Bickerstaff.
JB.
Yes.
Let me fact check to make sure.
Yeah, fact check away, because I'm nearly positive he was there. And he's actually one of my favorite coaches in the NBA currently. So him having
yes, he qualifies. He's in there.
Oh yeah. So coach of the year last year. He was up for coach of the year. Not a bad coaching staff when you get JB Bickerstaff and Chris Finch, former All-Star coach.
The only thing, I feel like you might lose Bickerstaff like after the first year.
Well, there is that.
Now, I am going to take with the final pick of the draft. By the way, if you like this format, let us know, because we'd love to do like the 2000s. We'd love to do this would be a little tricky for me, but the 90s would be a little tricky. But I'm sure Chris would love that. I could do some research. And then we'd love to do one at some point where
that's a shot. That's an old guy shot, by the way.
Hey, I'm a man. I'm 30. But if you like this format, let us know, because we'd love to do it again in some capacity. There's a million different things we could do with this. But with the final pick, the guy who stepped up when Mike Conley came crashing in to Chris Finch, my assistant coach is Mike Inori.
Kind of the only choice, really. I mean, Sam Mitchell, I guess he was never an assistant. So
the teams look like this. Chris's team: Rubio, Edwards, Michael Beasley, Randall, Gobert. So 3/5 of our current starting lineup. Russell, Wiggins, Malik Beasley, Pekovic, Rose, Covington, Karolinko. Head coach Chris Finch, the assistant coach is Bickerstaff, and the GM is none other than David Kahn. And then for me, my team: Conley, Levine, Butler, Towns, Love, Kevin Martin, Alexander Walker, Reed, Jeff Teague, McDaniels, Gibson, Zhang. Head coach is Flip Saunders, not Ryan. Assistant coach Mike Inori, and my GM is Tim Connolly. So let's just go through it. Your overall thoughts on your team, Chris?
My team in 5.
What was kind of your strategy here?
My strategy was I wanted bigs that could move the ball. I wanted to have a team that could get up and run. I understand that I wasn't planning on getting Gobert. So I thought that I was going to have to like be more of the switch everything defense that Chris Finch had in the Vanderbilt era. And I still might have that, but Gobert is always a nice guy to plug in when you need somebody to take on like a big monstrous big. now I've got two of those guys with Pekovic. So I've really got some bangers to handle some of the bigger players in the league. But I mean, my size is huge. I mean, Michael Beasley's 6'10". Randall's right about 6'10". So like we've got big, versatile lefties. Covington, Kirilenko, those guys can do it all. I've probably got about 7 20-point scorers on there. So like scoring isn't an issue. Yeah, I'm excited. This is almost exactly what I wrote down as my dream thing. It worked out perfect.
So any regrets or no? Any if you're looking
the only thing, so to be honest, I didn't know we were going 1 pick and then 2 and 3 and then 4. I didn't know we were going 2 at a time.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna hope I could get Cat as my third just to be my center, but I also kind of didn't want him just because he's such a sieve on defense. But it would have worked out. But no, this is literally exactly what I wrote down as kind of my team that I wanted.
All right, so going through my team, I got the defense at point guard with Conley, and then I got Butler, all defensive kind of player. And then around him, I got a bunch of scorers. So I'm hoping we're probably going to be middle of the pack defense, but I'm hoping that's enough. Kind of like the Dallas Mavericks were back in the day where they would score like 120 points. And then like the other team they'd hope they'd score like 118. Yeah. And back when that was a lot of points. So I'm liking the starting lineup, maybe a little light on defense, but I had to go Butler and Towns. I'm happy I got Love. Although I will say there were some other big men out there, and I see what you did. Looking at the bench, I like that I have shooting off the bench with Reed, Martin, and sometimes McDaniels. I got 2 bigs in case one big goes down. They're not going to be world beaters in Zhang and Gibson. They're not.
But they're grimy.
Yeah, they're grimy. They'll fill out the stat sheets. Or they won't fill up the stat sheet, but they'll be available. They'll be decent. Jang can hit like a mid-range. Gibson can bang in the post. And then, of course, I had to get some relief for Mike Conley because, I mean, he's not going to make it the whole season. So I got the first guy off the bench, Jeff Teague, steady hand. Was part of that playoff team. I could have gone Rose there. I could have gone Tyus Jones, although, like I mentioned, I looked at Tyus Jones' overall contributions to the Wolves, and it wasn't as much as I thought. Like I said, I could have gotten really steady and gone Conley and Tyus, but I felt like Teague with that little floater maybe gave me a little more options there. I think, like I mentioned, where I'm weakest is at point guard, but I think we're going to score a lot of points. And like I mentioned, if I need to shut someone down, if I need to have a great defensive possession here, I can throw in Walker, McDaniels, and have Butler in there as well. And I think that'll help hide some of Kevin Love's defensive deficiencies. And don't forget, also, I can throw Conley in there. So you got 4. So if I need to, I got 4 good defenders on the court when it matters most. So
I forgot that I took D'Lo strictly just to block you from having a point guard. That was a genius move by me, and see me in the comments on how great that was.
I got to be honest. Your biggest pick, as much maneuvering as you want to do, your biggest pick was at 1. I mean, that's everything, to be completely honest with you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would have probably taken him if Kevin Garnett's MVP season was still here. I probably still would have taken Edwards.
I would too.
Strictly because we don't have shooting guards in the history of the Timberwolves that are really good. You got lucky to have like Kevin Martin as an option there. I think Malik Beasley's kind of underlooked from us, but there's not many 20-point scorers that were shooting guards for Timberwolves history. So
right.
And Kevin Garnett, being a power forward, we have some studs there. So the position scarcity wasn't so wide at power forward. But yeah, Edwards was a huge grab. Well, I loved it, man. This was fun. Meet us in the comments and tell us which team you like and why.
Yeah. Also, we're on Twitter. We're going to put it on our Twitter as well. We're going to put it a ton of places. I'm going to try to get as many opinions on the roster and tally them up, and then try to get a tally. And don't worry, it's not going to be stolen. You don't have to you don't have to storm the Capitol saying that the election was stolen or anything. Don't worry about that, because it'll be honest. But Chris, thanks so much for being here in the inaugural, maybe this will be a yearly thing, who knows, 15-year draft. Thanks for being here.
I had a great time, man. Let's do it again. My team.
And like I said, like you was mentioning in the comments, let us know what you think of the rosters. Let us know what other drafts you want us to do. We can draft anything. We can draft just power forwards. We can draft second round picks. There's so many things we can do. Let us know what you want in the comments. Keep it tuned to Running with the Timberwolves on all your favorite platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and also tell a friend as well. And as always, go Wolves.